At least 9 children have died in Madhya Pradesh's Chhindwara district and 3 more in Rajasthan's Sikar and Bharatpur, all showing similar symptoms. What began as a mild cold and fever turned fatal after they were given cough syrup. Soon after, they suffered vomiting, dizziness, sharply reduced urine output and eventually kidney failure as well. Joining us on the show is Professor Y.K. Gupta, National Scientific Advisor, Pharmacovigilance Program of India and also former head of Pharmacology, AIIMS, Delhi. Thank you very much, Professor, for taking time out for joining us on the show. Let me begin with the most basic question first. What has led to the contamination of Coldrif? Is it something that could have been avoided had there been enough checks and balances in place?
This is a question very difficult to answer all of a sudden.
Okay.
Because there are three things. One is the deaths which have occurred, and it has been found that out of 9, there are 9 deaths, 5 or more than 5 children have consumed the cough syrup. Cough syrup are otherwise safe, but it has been found that if there is an impurity of ethylene glycol or diethylene glycol, which is a nephrotoxic and can cause renal failure and even death, which have earlier been reported, this goes a needle of suspicion. Now, therefore, it is important to do immediately 2 steps. One is get these cough syrup, different batches of these cough syrups tested, and I would recommend that by the time the test is reports are available, pause or stop. I will not say ban, because pause or stop immediately the consumption and the release of any suspected medication, in this case cough syrup, and also anything which has possibility of having this, that is maybe paracetamol syrups or like that. I do not know what is the final report of the analysis, but if the report comes positive for the presence of diethylene glycol, then all the stock should be confiscated. The supplier or the manufacturers must be taken to task, because there should be zero impurity of ethylene glycol in such cough syrup. Children are particularly more sensitive,
Right.
and
Professor,
therefore
I want to come to that in just a bit, but please, for the benefit of our viewers, make us understand what results in contamination of ethylene or diethylene glycol in your understanding.
I have no access to the official results of the contamination of these, but in absence of the report of presence or absence, the use of this must be with great caution, and I would say they should be paused till the negative results are widely accepted. So that should be.
All right. So now let's talk about the kids who consumed it, many of whom have died in many states in this country, including in Madhya Pradesh, in Odisha, and action is now being taken. Do you think this was an avoidable tragedy?
I would say if which seems to be, if it is because of the ethylene glycol contamination, then this is 100% avoidable. This is a criminal act of negligence by the manufacturers, that they have not done the quality control and they have not followed the basic GMP process, and the blockchain, uh, which is being considered as an important for traceability of the supply of the raw material from they get it, and therefore this must be stopped. But
Okay.
this has to be proved.
All right, but you're saying something very important. You're saying if it's proved, then this is criminal negligence.
Yes, I would say, because this has happened earlier also, and the government has taken a very tough action, stopped the manufacturing of all those such units which have been found to be not following the GMP, and this type of negligence is not acceptable.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And sir, you were talking about the impact on kids. We know kids have died, but in your understanding, if it's proven that there was contamination of diethylene glycol, what is the immediate impact on kids who consume it?
If I am saying, because I am adding this word if, because
Understood, sir.
I have not access to the report, but if this is because of diethylene glycol exposure, many of the kids, they are more susceptible than the other kid, and their kidney starts the renal failure, the nephrons, they die, and the child goes into progressive renal failure, and it is so fast that it is very difficult to keep the child uh, out of danger if immediate action is not taken. Unfortunately, by the time it is you come to know that this is ruled out, the fever is ruled out, this infection is ruled out, this infection is ruled out, and the needle of suspicion towards the contaminated, it becomes sometimes very late, and therefore this has to be very cautious. And I would say that all pediatrician, all children specialists must use all cough syrups with great caution. Still, till we get the confidence level very high.
Okay, Professor Gupta, before I let you go, at this point, those children who need cough syrup and parents who have been administered cough syrup, should they abstain from taking it? How do you ensure that the cough syrup that you're giving to your kids
Say
is
that
not
they should
contaminated?
abstain. I won't say that is they should abstain. That depends on the physician's judgment. If the cough is so strong that it needs dextromethorphan for suppression, it happens sometimes in the cancer cough or maybe in severe. Otherwise, there are several cough remedies like simple hydration, or simple shahad or honey.
So stick to home remedies as opposed to taking the cough syrup?
I know that sometimes they work, but aggressive use of cough syrup I would discourage.
Okay. Aggressive use of cough syrup needs to be discouraged. That's the word coming in. Thank you very much, sir, for taking time out, for joining us on the show, and for educating our viewers. It's an important story. 12 kids have died. We're tracking all the details emerging from Rajasthan as well as Madhya Pradesh.